What Africa gives to the world, Europe don't have it, America don't have it, Asia don't have it. Because we are not mining in China, we are not doing any mining in America or mining in Europe. But they're doing it in every part of Africa. Not just Sierra Leone, go to Democratic Republic of Congo, go to Botswana, go to Angola, go everywhere there is mineral resources. It is the West and the Chinese who are there.
One of the most fundamental corruptions of the social contract in human history is colonialism.
Yeah.
And it's that mechanism that some states have used to extract resources from other places, such as Sierra Leone. That deprives countries of the resources they need for government services, for education, for health. So I was hoping you could reflect a little bit on what those forces have done to Sierra Leone and what kind of accountability we might be able to think about, just to imagine a way forward from where we've begun now.
When you look at what Sierra Leone have to offer, when it comes to our mineral resources, the kind of mineral resources we have in our country is enough to take care of everybody in that country. We should not have a single poor person in Sierra Leone. But unfortunately, we are not given the free will to make decisions on our own mineral resources. There's always Big Brother who decides. And when you fight and say, no, we are not going to do this, they use the system to stop you. It's either they set you up with the opposition and they'll be supporting the opposition against you from the back, or they cause unnecessary chaos in your country so that you are not able to even govern your own people. They will do things to make you not to be functionable. And of course, any country that don't have peace cannot develop. You have to have peace before you talk about development. I'll give you a simple example about Sierra Leone. Every mining company that is in Sierra Leone today is owned by a foreigner. Every mining company. If it's not the Chinese, it's the American, it's the British. Our electricity, Bumuna, is run by the British, and we still don't have light. We're looking for light, electricity. If you don't have electricity, how can you talk about education? How can you talk about health facility? How can you talk about improving the infrastructure of your country? We don't have electricity. Now, do we actually even have proper water, pipe-borne water, so that our kids will not be sick? We don't have those facilities. Why? With all the minerals we have, there is a cap you put. Before my husband became the president of Sierra Leone was benefiting, they said, what's the word? 0.000.1%. What is that? Basically, a company can take as much as $100 million out of the country in terms of minerals, and then they can just give the country $10,000. Now, what will $10,000 do for our health system? What is $10,000 do for our educational system? And these are the things I believe that are stopping Africa from progressing. We don't have a say. The sense about us celebrating independence, I don't know why we celebrate independence, because we are not free. That is my own take. I'm not speaking also on behalf of the government of Sierra Leone, nor am I speaking on behalf of His Excellency the President. I am speaking as Fatima, as a citizen of a country who believes that things need to change.
I join you in that sense.
So guys, let me just discuss something with you a quick minute. I'm gonna continue the video, but let me just say this. What this Fatima Bio said, Miss Fatima Bio, which is the Sierra Leone First Lady, I want to be respectful to her. It holds a lot of weight. Why? Because it's not a regular person. Her husband is the president, so she's privy to certain information that we are not. So we can speculate, but she's not speculating because she actually can see who's getting these deals, who are the miners, like she said, the Americans, the Russian, no, not the Russians, the Chinese and the English. and so forth and so on. So what she's saying is, when a president comes into power and they try to fix the country, they fund the opposition, and those are before we go there, Miss Dr. Arikana stated the most dangerous African is a colonized African. So when you say opposition leader go against his own people to help a foreigner just to get power and money, that shows you the mentality of them. And they cause instability in these countries. They control the mine, the current, the water, and they use this as leverage against presidents. And this is being used, this is a blueprint that's been used since 1894, when they had the Berlin Accord, when they signed and divided up Africa. And since that time till now, they're using this game plan. The only remedy to this game plan is a coup, like what happened in Burkina Faso and these countries, where they can actually allow all contracts to be null and void, and they can get rid of all colonizers. Get them, and they have to come back. They have to return with favorable deals and pay taxes in these countries, like what Abraham Traore is doing right now. So what she's saying is valid and make a lot of sense. And Sierra Leone is one of the countries that have one of the clearest and the purest diamond globally. So you can see why she's saying they're getting 0.0001 in finance from the mining, which is a ridiculous fee. If you got like you need a strong and a brave enough president to tell them leave my country, and you have to sign proper contracts for the country to get a percentage of whatever they are mining. You understand? So until that happens, nothing won't change. So anyway,
One of the most serious issue I have with the United Nations is the fact that Africa, Africa is not part of the Security Council. We're talking about 52 countries, 54 countries, I'm sorry. 54 countries, a whole continent does not have one person representing Africa when it comes to decision making at the Security Council.
And I'd observe also that no African country has its own executive director at the World Bank either.
No, unfortunately,
Yes.
we don't know how to manage money.
I think I'll have to disagree with you.
And what do you want me to say? Because if that is the perception since the beginning of, every time an African come forward for something, that they have to be a decision maker for the world, not just Africa. It's just not possible.
I understand.
So what can I say? There must be a prescription somewhere that says, Africa, you are not good enough.
Well, it might be revolutionary, but I'm going to say it right here. Africans should be in charge of Africa.
I believe that also that Africans' issue can only be enhanced when Africans decide to do that. They should not allow another person to give them a prescription of how Africa should look like or what we need in our Africa, because we know what we need in our Africa. No one will know that better than us. And I think the UN should see Africa as partners. And the United Nations, definitely, you cannot have 7 countries vetoing everything. When it comes to Africa issue, it is those 7 countries. Who are the countries that are actually exploiting Africa? They're the ones who have the veto power to make decision on anything that has to do with Africa. So for me, I think that is wrong. And that is one thing the president of Sierra Leone has campaigned for. And this year, Sierra Leone is now a non-permanent member at the United Nations. But yet still, we don't have a veto power. But we're there. At least we are getting closer. And in these 2 years, our mission is to get the United Nations to see Africa not as one country. Because that's the mistake they do. When you say I'm from Africa, they say, oh, you're from Nigeria. I said, no, Nigeria is one country in Africa. We have 54 countries in Africa. So see us as a continent that also, what we offer to the world, Europe does not have it. What Africa gives to the world, Europe don't have it, America don't have it, Asia don't have it. Because we are not mining in China, we are not doing any mining in America or mining in Europe. But they're doing it in every part of Africa. Not just Sierra Leone, go to Democratic Republic of Congo, go to Botswana, go to Angola, go everywhere there is mineral resources. It is the West and the Chinese who are there.
I think we need to work toward a future where those industries migrate toward the sources of production. So like you could imagine a chocolate industry that's not in Switzerland or Belgium, but it's in Ghana.
Yes.
You could imagine, yes, the most famous jewelry stores in the world might be in Cote d'Ivoire. They might
Sierra
be
Leone. We have the best diamonds.
They might be in Sierra Leone.
But guess what? We have the best diamonds in the world, but they call our diamond blood diamond. But I've never seen a red diamond, because if it's blood diamond, it should be red. We have the best diamonds in the world. You know, so I don't know, what do we have in America? I'm just checking, so I told you I came here to learn also.
Yeah.
Come on, you know, you can't just be asking me. You give me some information to take home.
Of course.
So that's the whole video. So and this first lady, I like the fact that she's not only outspoken, she's a activist, and she helps young African women. She speaks a lot about African women, to help them to elevate themselves, and she speak on the UN and the fact that they have all this say over Africa, and Africa need to have Africa, the continent, need to be fixed by Africans, not by the outside influences. They don't have nothing good to do for the continent. They only want to take. They don't want to help the country to develop. Once the continent develop, they have less leverage and less power to hold on to. That's why they dislike the Sahel countries leaders currently, and even the new Senegal president. Hopefully, let's see if we're going to continue on that trajectory of kicking out the Westerners, taking control of their resources. And until that happens, the country going to keep, not right. Until we have some of these colonized mindset African leaders who don't care for the people, they just care about getting rich and having power. Until we can get rid of those kind of people, because they're going to continue on the same trajectory. But it's been changing because there's Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and now Senegal. They are making um they are laying the blueprint for the other 50 countries to follow. Especially Abraham Traore in Burkina Faso. He lays the blueprint to make you know what's possible, what can be done. They can get control of your resources, we can get rid of colonizers, and to actually be freely independent. Because right now, as Africans, we cannot celebrate independence. We are not actually independent. Because there's so much hurdles in the way we have to jump over and break down barriers to become truly free. We have inventors who invent brilliant um, invention like the the air powered generator in Kenya. I'm guarantee you they're gonna shelf that because you're gonna cut into the profit of energy giants. Anything that's gonna give people free energy and turn away from oil, that's gonna be bought. They will buy it, buy the patent, and then shelf it so no one else can use it. And it goes on for decades because you know how much multi-billion dollars these companies are making from oil, but they're going to cut into their profits. Not going to happen. So I like what she's saying, and as I said, it holds more weight because she's privy to information we are not. We can only make judgments and we can only listen to what others say. But when you're an actual head of state who has eyes on these issues, we have to listen to them and tell them what they were. So anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. As always, thanks for watching. This is WSXM Podcast. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You don't know that word. Thanks for watching. Boom.